Are you a woman of faith who is struggling to navigate your current season of life? Do you feel like life is just happening to you instead of for you? My name is Jill Pack. I'm a certified life coach and a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I want you to know that no matter your season or circumstance, it is possible to create a more joyful life. And I would love to show you how. Are you ready? Let's go. Hello, friends. Welcome to the Seasons of Joy podcast. This is episode number 60, entitled A Client Experience with Nancy. Now, before I begin, I wanted to remind you again that you are the creator of your life, and it begins by the thoughts you are thinking. Some of the thoughts you're thinking are useful, but there are some that are not. Without you realizing it, some of the thoughts that you are thinking are making you feel terrible. Some of them are blocking you from finding solutions to your problems. Some of them are keeping you stuck, preventing you from creating a life you love. But with a little guidance, you can discover the thoughts that will help you become the creator of your life instead of the observer. I am offering a 12-week one-on-one coaching program where I teach you concepts and tools that will help you become the creator you are divinely designed to be. Whether you are struggling in a relationship or with self-doubt or a lack of self-confidence, or you feel stuck with something from your past, or any other challenge, this program will teach you the truth behind your issues and how to finally create positive changes in your life. If this sounds like something you're interested in, I would love to be your coach, and you just need to click the link in the show notes and schedule your free discovery call with me where we can work through a problem. So on to this week's episode. I am doing something a little bit different today. I have been wanting to bring a few clients on my podcast so that they can share their perspective with you on how coaching has changed their life. So keep your eyes out for more episodes like this one. Nancy Cheal is a wife, a mother, and a grandmother. And I have known Nancy since I moved to Mendon over 28 years ago. You could say that she was my very first friend here. But I wanted to bring her on for her to share the things that she has taken away from coaching with me. Some of the concepts that have helped her navigate the season of life that she's in. So here is my conversation with Nancy.
Well, I had no idea what life coach meant. I was a blank slate, coming into it. But I immediately, I couldn't believe just one visit, what an impact it had on my life, just opening up my understanding. The most impactful thing, and I mean, really like life-changing, was your emotions come from your thoughts, right? I always thought, when you're angry, you're just angry. It just happens to you,
Yeah.
Or if you're sad or if you're happy, it's not up to you. These things just come waving over you, and there you have it.
Yeah.
And so just getting a handle on that concept of your thoughts create your emotions. And I was like, whoa, wait, just a sec. I got to think about that for a minute. And then, so that meant that I was in control of my emotions, and the other thing too, that was so important to me, it was like, I can't make someone else, fill in the blank. I can't make someone happy. I can't make someone mad. He or she is choosing that emotion based on what's going through their mind at the time. It's not me making them, because that, I want to make them mad, or, well, I want to make them happy. Those are so normal. We all say it all the time. And it's a nice person thinks that, I don't want to make you mad,
Yeah.
I can't make you mad. I can't make you tall.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it's just giving me so much energy and confidence. It's giving me, just a kind of a place to stand. Like when I feel like my emotions, let's say, are just kind of racing, I'm just upset and I'm anxious, and I okay, let's think about this for a minute. So I just literally stand still, physically and emotionally. I just stand still and go, what is actually causing, this anxiety? What is it that I'm feeling? And that's something else you've helped me understand, Jill, is like, first of all, what are you actually feeling? Maybe it's not anger, maybe it's anxiety, maybe it's sadness, maybe, maybe it's just excitement. What am I feeling and why? It's maybe not my fellow motorists. Maybe it's, and just doing that. I'm like, yeah, it was that comment. It just zinged me and it stuck right in my craw. And I'm still upset, even though I don't even realize that. But it's like, oh, yeah, it was that comment. So what do I want to feel about that? And like, okay, yeah, that kind of made me angry. Nothing wrong with that. But how angry do I want to be? That kind of conversation with myself just gives, like I said, it gives me a place to just stand and go, okay, what am I feeling? And like you, Jill, have said things like, what color is it? Where is it in your body? What's the physical reaction? And again, it's not right or wrong. It's just taking stock and thereby moving forward in a way that is appropriate and that actually serves, And I love it, Jill, when you have said so many times, I'm going to show up in whatever situation it is, the kind of person I want to be, kind of person like I'm, all the kids are coming over for Easter dinner. What kind of person am I going to be at that Easter dinner gathering? And again, it's just a matter of taking stock, standing still for a moment and saying, well, what I'd like, is to just be happy and enjoyable. And I hope people around me are just going to pick up on that. And I'm going to rehearse in my mind over and over. I'm not making anybody happy. I'm not making people happy because that isn't in my toolbox. I can't do it. I can't make you happy and I can't make you angry and I can't make you sad,
Yeah.
But I'm going to be who I want to be to the best of my ability. And hopefully that's a positive thing for people around me, So yeah, Jill, it's just been, it's life changing, as simple as it is. And I've told people that too. You would not believe what just one visit with a life coach can help so much.
Yeah.
And then subsequent visits, just when you start figuring things out, like, what? I have some questions. Jill, consider this with me. What about this? This doesn't really make sense. You can just build on that, but just having that basis of, okay, we're not making people mad. We're not making people happy. And my emotions, they're up to me. I get to choose those emotions. And sometimes, you really are just angry, you're feeling this angry. And so there's no point in saying, oh, well, if I were a good person, I wouldn't be angry. That doesn't serve anybody, just go, okay, you know what? I'm angry. This is why. And I'm angry, but my anger isn't in control of me. I'm in control of it. And I'm calling, okay, you are anger. I know why you're here. Let's just go with this for a while.
Yeah.
But not out of control, and not taking over my life,
Yeah. Yeah. It's not in the driver's seat. Right. It's not controlling how you show up. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say when you can just stop and say, okay, these emotions are up to me. I'm choosing these emotions. Then they're not in the driver's seat. But when you're before, I was like, they just happen. You're happy, you're mad. It just falls on you. Well, then they're totally in the driver's seat. You're just being dragged along behind them.
That's the one thing I've learned personally too, is for power. It actually is like you said, it's life-changing because then we get to be in charge of the experience we're having. We're no longer at the mercy of what our adult children are doing, what our spouse is doing. Now that doesn't mean, again, like you said, it doesn't mean we're never going to be angry or upset or whatever, but understanding that we are in charge of our emotions just is so empowering. It gives us the control of our life experience.
Yes. And just knowing that you're in control.
Yeah.
Makes such a difference.
Yeah.
Rather than, I just don't know when this anger is going to subside or when this hurt is going to go away or any, it's just like, I've had that experience too, where you're just I am really angry and I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should get over it. And I'm like, no, I'm not getting over it. I'm going to be angry here for a bit. A little while. I'm just going to let it be for a minute, and then we'll be done with it, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you have learned this, you've applied it in different areas of your life.
Yeah.
It goes with whatever relationship we're navigating, whether it be with ourselves or with others, right? That emotional piece is just so powerful.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speak a little bit, like you said something that I thought was really important. You said, I just feel more confident. Speak to
Mhm.
that a little bit. When it comes to feeling your emotions and that it's your responsibility, that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. I feel like I'm not just like whimpering in the corner, like, oh, here comes some bad emotions. What can I do? I feel more like, again, I have a solid ground to stand on, and I can say, okay, yeah, I'm feeling sad, and there's a reason I'm feeling sad, or like what she said really hurt my feelings. What am I going to do about it? Instead of just, I'm just going to be sad and depressed and upset and out of control. I'm just going to say, okay, I've been hurt, what she said. And again, assign all, I don't think it was fair that she said that, or, you know, just feeling that feeling of control and my emotions, my thoughts, it's up to me. It's totally up to
Mhm,
me. I'm not the victim of everything that's going on around me.
mhm.
I, you know, and that really helps. Like when people do say things that just, oh, that bothered me, to just sit there and go, yeah, that bothered me. Why? Why does it bother? Well, because of this. Okay.
Mhm,
If I was back in that situation, what might I have said? Maybe it's good I didn't say anything,
mhm.
instead of just feeling like you've been hit by a train and it's
Yeah,
not your fault. And how come she's so mean to me? I don't even have to figure out so much why she says something mean to me. I just
yeah,
need to figure
yeah,
out, how did it affect me, and
yeah,
what do I want to do with it?
yeah. And what am I like? Oftentimes in those situations, we're making it mean something about us, right? That's why
Yeah.
it's so bad, is because
Yeah.
we're believing something about them, or we're believing something about us,
Hmm.
right? And often we're making an assumption. Now, that's not to say some people do say things to be mean,
Yeah. To be me.
right?
Yeah.
But most people are human beings. Well, all people are human beings, but we're navigating this mortal experience. And so there's that small percentage of narcissists, right? And
Yeah.
people that totally disregard other people, but the majority of us doing the best we can. And
Hmm.
sometimes that best is messy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I love how you have said, Jill, again, I'm in charge of me. I'm going to show up the way I want to feel. And so it's not way, way important for me to figure out, well, why did she say that?
Yeah,
I mean, it'd be interesting, but it's
yeah,
probably really complicated.
yeah,
And I can go ahead and just catalog that comment of, okay, that was a comment and I'm in charge
yeah.
of how it,
Yeah,
and
if I feel good or bad towards it, is it's up to me.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And how angry am I going to be about it? And do I want to do anything about it? Do I want to follow up or not
Yeah.
necessarily?
When you say I feel more confident because I know it's my responsibility, what does that look like for you in these different relationships that you
Mhm.
are navigating? What does it look like for you to show up in a way that you like because you're able to manage your emotions?
As a result of the life coaching that I've received, I have like this toolbox. So I'm ready. I can, like you said, I have a goal of showing up in a certain way in this relationship, that relationship. And then when something happens that I'm upset or I'm sad or I'm angry or anything like that, I have this toolbox and I can come back and say, okay, how are you feeling? Why are you feeling that? What are you going to do about it?
Mhm.
That's, that's,
Mhm.
oh, so great. It's just so
Yeah.
great.
Have you found, as you've done more of this kind of self coaching from what I've taught you, have
Mhm.
you found yourself in the moment thinking things? Because a lot of times when we start coaching, right, we look back at situations and we kind of assess kind of what happened, and that's what we call the unconditional model. It's like we react to life. It just is.
Yeah.
And then we go
Hmm.
back and go, oh, okay, that's why I was feeling this way, is because this is the belief I had. That's kind of the first
Yeah.
stage
Yeah.
of coaching. But then the next stage is like
Yeah.
when we're
Looking
in the
back.
middle of it, when we're in the middle of it, we can kind of see ahead a little bit, like, okay, what she said are just
Yeah.
words, right? Have you experienced that next level?
Yeah, more and more. And like recently you and I talked about how, okay, he's making something mean something. And so that's a tool that I can use like right in the moment, and go, oh, gotcha. and and sometimes, like you say, it's easier looking back, when
Mm-hmm.
like somebody says something and it's kind of bothering, like, okay, oh, I get it. He's making something mean something. But I see what you're saying, Jill, about in the moment doing it. And it really it takes practice,
Yeah.
but it's also it's so great. I mean, it's like, falling out of a plane. It's really good to know how to use your parachute at the moment. And so that's kind of how it's been for me. I'm starting to go, hey, whoa, this is my parachute. Let's get that out.
Yeah.
And then he's
Yeah.
making something mean something, or, I'm not making you mad, and just things like that in the moment. So I
Yeah.
see what you're saying. It's just something I need to grow with it and become
Yeah.
more comfortable. But I do
Yeah.
see myself doing that.
Yeah. Because sometimes I had a coach describe it as like 3 levels, right? And the first level of coaching is when we have an unintentional model, right? We look at an experience that happened in the past that's causing us a problem, right? And we get
Uh-huh.
information and awareness from it so that
Yes. Yeah.
we can kind of move on from it, right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is so helpful. It's so
Yes.
helpful because it
So
allows us
helpful.
to rewrite what we're believing about it so we can feel good in the present moment.
Yeah.
And then what I was talking about is that next level of in the moment that allows
Mm-hmm.
us to feel better in the moment, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
navigating that very moment. That's the level 2 where it's like you can kind of help coach yourself through that
Yeah. That's a good way
experience.
of putting it. Coach yourself through it. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
coach yourself through it. And then the third level is when you can kind of plan ahead, right? You may
Mm-hmm.
know how somebody's going to approach an experience or situation that's coming up. Like
Yeah.
even if you talked about Easter dinner, right? You go into it knowing, okay, I can't make them happy. I'm going to
Right.
show up
Right.
ahead of time. Like this is,
I love that, Jill. That is so valuable. That is so
yeah,
valuable because really you can work yourself into an absolute frenzy,
yeah,
anticipating those moments and
yeah,
just being able to say to yourself, you know what? You're not in control of any of this stuff. So
yeah.
don't even worry about it.
Don't
You're
worry
only
about it.
in control of yourself. And if I, in control of myself, am like, as you say, and I love this phrase, if I'm showing up the way I want to show up, all the stuff I'm worried about is minimized. Like people
Yes,
they're not working themselves into a frenzy, because I'm just like
right.
calm, nice, and we're having a good time. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and
So
as a side bonus is our family
yeah,
members are familiar with us. They know how we operate, right? And they're used
yeah.
to us showing up a certain way. And when we kind of change,
Hmm.
they can change along with us.
Absolutely.
That's not why we do it, but
No,
it can be a
no, yeah.
bonus.
It just
Like,
happened.
oh,
Yeah.
they're reading my energy. And so they're showing up
Yeah,
in this situation
for sure.
in a
Yeah.
better way too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
it.
It's bouncing off. And I think
Yeah.
the 3 levels that you're talking about, Jill, they kind of come and go, right? You're
Yes.
like, I'm on
Yes.
level
That's what
2
I was
right
going to say.
now. Okay. Now I'm
Yeah.
always doing level 1. I'm always looking back going,
Yeah.
okay, that was okay. Okay, good. Not so good. Okay. Learning from that. That didn't go
Yeah.
very well, did it? Okay.
Yeah.
But then the level 3 is just,
A-
fabulous.
yeah. A level 3 is when we visit. We go visit sometime. Like 1 and 2 is kind of where we live, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
we're navigating life. But that level 3 is one that there's different situations that we can step into it, right? For a time. And then
Yeah.
slide back to level 2. The goal
It's
is
so
to get,
valuable. Yeah.
yeah. And the
What's
goal
the
is
goal?
to kind of stay in level 2, right?
Okay.
Like we
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
get to where we're in level 2, where we can think in the moment and
Yeah.
present in the moment,
Uh,
but we have to master level 1 first.
yeah. Well, and level 1 is so good too. I feel
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
looking back, going, yeah, that went so well. I can just see. I mean, I do that all the time. I'm like, oh man, that helped. That was so helpful that I knew,
Yeah.
I'm not angry because anger just fell on top of me,
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
thing, or I'm not sad, or it's
Yeah.
so helpful,
Well, but
so,
see, that's showing me you're in level 2,
oh,
actually.
okay.
Because when you're looking back and going, yeah, I showed up how I wanted to
Yeah,
in that
exactly.
situation, that's level 2, because you've assessed, you're assessing the situation in the moment to
Hmm.
manage your mind and your emotions to help you through that experience in a
Yeah.
way that feels good.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that really is level 2, because then
Hmm.
you go back to level 1 to analyze it, but the fact that you
Hmm.
were able to show up like you wanted to shows you that you were coming at it from a level 2 place, if
Cool.
that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Neat.
if there is there anything else you want to share about anything you've learned from working with me or just coaching in general? Is there anything else you
Yeah.
would want to
The
share?
one thing I would like to share is, I feel like, we're all working on trying to be a true disciple of Christ in every moment of our life, not just on Sunday in church, and I feel like the the life coach lessons that I've learned is helping do that very thing, become a disciple of Christ, because I'm not assigning blame to everybody around me for everything I feel and everything that happens to me. It's like, no, it's me. It's up to me. And it's up to me to be a true disciple of Christ. I mean, it's going to take me my whole life and then some, but I'm on the path, and what I'm doing with my new life coaching skills that I've received is I'm examining my thoughts, my emotions, my actions, the results, and through the lens, I hope, of being a disciple of Christ and what Christ has tried to teach me,
Yeah.
rather
Yeah.
than just tumbling down the hill like I'm out of control. I don't know what's going on. And,
Yeah. Yeah. I love that so much, because I think when we live unintentionally, right, we
mhm.
miss the messages
Yeah.
from the Spirit, right? Because
Mhm.
we're living
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
reactionary, or we're overcome in the thickness of negative emotion that we can't receive those promptings. They're there,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
we don't have access because we've blocked the communication or the connection with the Spirit. But when we
Right.
can take ownership of our emotions and our feelings, then we live intentionally, which
Yes.
creates space for the Spirit,
Yeah. That's
right?
really
Because
key.
we aren't blaming, like you said, we aren't blaming other people
Right. Right.
and
Mhm.
staying stuck there. We've actually cleared that blame and shame away, because sometimes the person we're blaming is ourself, right?
Yeah.
And
A lot of times.
a
Yeah.
lot of times. And so when we can clear that unnecessary emotion out, then we can actually live with intention,
Mhm.
live by the
Yeah.
Spirit, be
Yeah.
in a place to receive that inspiration to
Mhm.
live like a disciple of Jesus Christ. Yeah, it
Right.
frees us when we can
Yeah.
take ownership and
Exactly.
accountability.
Uh-huh.
When we have the freedom to be
Mhm.
the disciple we want to be.
And we can repent when we're being intentional.
Yes.
We can,
Yes. We
you
can
know,
repent. Yes. And I really like, I've spoke to this before, but for me, repentance has taken a whole new shift, as it's a if we look up the definition in the Bible dictionary, it's a fresh view of God, of oneself and of God, right?
mhm.
It's a turning of our heart to God. So
I love that.
our looking at through his perspective, like I think it's that aligning our will with his. We're seeing other people as he would see them. We're seeing ourselves as he would see them, right? It's seen
Right.
as he sees is repentance. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah,
Yes.
I love coaching, and I wanted people to get someone else's perspective besides my own in how
Yeah.
coaching has helped them and help them get that new perspective on their life,
Uh,
and how it's empowered you to be that disciple and more of who you want to be. I love
yep.
it.
I do
I
too.
love it.
And I'm so grateful, Jill. You've brought it to me. And I love that about you, Jill. You learned about these wonderful things and you immediately wanted to share it with all of us. And I
Yeah.
appreciate that so much.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me share it.
Thank you, Jill.
Thank you so much for listening. If you like what you hear, I would love it if you would share it with your friends and family and leave me a rating and review. If you'd like to learn more about what life coaching is, please schedule a free discovery call with me where we can work together through something that's causing you a problem. Just go to my website, seasons-coaching.com, and you can also find information about my Seasons of Joy one-on-one coaching program and my Seasons of Joy community. Have a joyful week, and I'll see you next time.